Now, the first thing about this particular match is you're playing
Yeah, we
in. First of all, this is unranked, so you're
yeah,
you're playing in a
my
party of
first
four.
stack. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So, no, no, yeah, four stack. Yeah, yeah, with four stack. So you can forget about any sort of help from these guys, cause yeah, cause they're gonna be sticking to each other, and they're gonna be talking to each other. They're gonna be organizing things within each other, like amongst each other, and you are just gonna be like a random person doing whatever. So it's gonna be a 5v4v1 sort of a game where you're trying to get to you're trying to contribute in this game. So as far as what you said earlier about you made a mistake, one mistake not popping BKB, nobody gives a shit, man. Honestly, that is not going to help. That is nothing. That is literally nothing. You need to be worried about things that you're doing every game. Mistakes that you're making every game. Like right here, you're starting off this lane with 100 gold in the bag. Why? You could have had two
Iron Branch.
ironwood branches. You could have had a fairy fire. You could have had two clarities. Could have had so many things, but you didn't go for any of those things. I would have gone for two ironwood branches so that you can place them in the middle of wherever you are and just eat the tangos. But completely up to you. Doesn't really matter. Just start off with try to start off with everything unless you're going for a bottle rush case, which in that case it's like three wood ironwood branches and a circlet, but you're not doing that. So it's your starting items are fine. It's just like this small mistake, this small inefficiency, which is just a small thing. This is a small thing. 3 minutes later, we're gonna see another small thing. 2 minutes later, we're gonna see another small, and these build up to like 20 small things, which ends up being a huge thing. Which ends up, if you'd done all of those things, you could have maybe won the game, and you didn't end up winning the game because all those things didn't happen. Now, talking about this lineup, the lineup in this particular game. Honestly, looking at these two teams, without breaking down the laning phase, I think your team is in a way better position to win this game than these guys. Because look at this team. You got essentially five ranged heroes with Drow Aura. You are just gonna and Arasta. So you're just gonna start taking down towers one after the other and just steamroll this right to the enemy ancient. Now, and on this other team, what have they got to stop your push? They have no wave clear. They have
Yeah,
literally. It's great. The only thing that they have for a wave clear is a Slardar Crush, which doesn't really clear the wave. I mean, if you've got Slardar Crush as your wave clear, you're you're in a bad spot, right? So these guys can't stop your push. So it's really great that you now. It's a completely different scenario from your last game, where this game you should be favored to win, and you really need to win this game by 30 minutes. To be honest, you need to take a set of Raxes by about 22, 23 minutes. um, I know what's going to happen. People are just going to stay in their own lanes, farming and trying to get their items before they can go and take tower. The problem is, if this anti mage gets farmed, you guys are going to have a hard time. You do have a lot of things against this anti mage, but this team, if you look at this team and their ability to fight in a team fight, it's much superior to your team's ability to fight in a team fight. Anti mage jumps right on top of the Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger loses her ult, her marksmanship, and then he can essentially kill the Drow Ranger. And pretty much the rest of his team, Stardar blinks in with a crush, perfect crush. This guy ults. This guy's just laying out damage. This guy, while everybody's rooted, throws down Mystic Flare, just kills one person. You guys are getting completely crushed in a team fight. Any
yeah.
team fight that happens in a more or less 5v5 situation, you're not winning that team fight.
The Sky Mage just killed me all game.
Yeah,
Like
because
he was solo me all the time. Not
yeah,
solo, but one disable and he just ult me and I'm dead.
if you this is really fantastic. You've got a Viper versus DK line matchup. They're both the same hero. They're actually both the same hero in almost all regards. The only difference is Viper is anti magic, whereas DK is anti DPS, right click damage. You got lots of armor. He's got mana. He's got magic resist. Essentially, that's the only difference between these two heroes, more or less. The way they're played essentially in the positioning and whatnot. But Big issue I have with you that I obviously wasn't able to see in the last games because you were playing support. You didn't aggro. You're the weaker person in this lane. You're supposed to lose this lane pretty strongly. Like there's no scenario where you actually win this lane. So you're the weaker one. You need to get as much gold as humanly possible without taking harass. You're in Viper's range, and it's amazing this guy is not right clicking you. I mean, he doesn't even have poison attack, but still he should be right clicking you. If he right clicks you, you can't really return that damage. You can't really trade with him because you're a melee hero, and this guy is such a long ranged hero. And with poison touch, if he had poison touch, he can just orb attack you, and then none of the creeps are gonna hit him, so he can pretty much get free damage off on you. So uh, I think you're trying to. No, you're not. So you definitely need to learn to aggro. That is a huge thing. You
So
see
that
you.
that is the thing when you click the enemy and the creeps
Yeah,
run after you.
and you
Okay.
pull the creeps back. Yeah. So basically, if you aggro right here, these three creeps of the enemy are gonna move towards you and then start attacking your range creeps. These two creeps of yours are gonna obviously forget about these guys and go over here and start attacking these guys. What you manage to create is this segregation layer where there's nothing in here. So the Viper is pretty much just fighting over here, and then you're fighting over here with the creeps, and you're getting all these creeps for free. Now the big issue is that you're not going to get the range creeps, but you're not going to get the range creeps right now anyway. It doesn't really matter. Also, I really don't like the fact that you leveled up Dragon's Blood at level 1 because right here, if you had Breathe Fire, you could have Breathe Fire this and gotten this last hit. And like level 1, you know, you need to wait and see if the enemy is going to be hitting you or not. If the enemy is harassing you, or like this guy, he's an idiot. He leveled up Nether Toxin at level 1. So maybe he's an idiot and he leveled Nether Toxin level 1, and you can get away with not putting a point in Dragon's Blood at level 1, and instead you can have a little bit more last hits and a little bit more damage and all that shit. So you see, once again, if you aggro these guys, there's no way Viper goes for the deny, and that's easy last hits for you. But you're missing these last hits because you're sort of contesting the Viper as well. And a lot more creeps are hitting it. There's another thing, like if you've got a big creep wave, it's going to be really hard, especially if you've got two range creeps. It's almost impossible to get last hits. So if you aggro and you pull these creeps back to your range creeps, fantastic, happy days, because that those creeps are going to kill the range creeps. There's no more melee creeps attacking those creeps, and one of the melee creeps, range creeps, is just going to die. That means it's easier for you to get last hits. What is this idiot? Look at this idiot. He's a range hero standing in melee range of right clicking you on melee. Like, you're going to take a lot of damage now.
Yeah.
Okay, not really happy you don't have anything in the quick buy. You should always have things in the quick buy. In this game, well, DK normally always goes for a bottle. Is really good. Even though you have CM aura, it just means that bottle is going to be even better for you. But
I,
bottle
th-
is pretty much essential.
I think I bought bottle.
Yeah, but you have the gold to buy it, but
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
still not buying it. That's why it's really important to have it in quick buy.
Sometimes I struggle when I have to try and last it to open the shop and find it. So yeah, I should be more religious about putting it at the quick
Yeah,
buy thing.
like put like the next two or three items in the quick buy, unless in the middle of like 3 minutes, 4 minutes in, you realize, okay, I need different items. Then you can obviously change them. But okay, good job. So far, so good. You've got 11 last hits in 3 minutes against a Viper. Not too bad. Viper isn't really playing really well, but that's besides the
Yeah,
point.
you see there, I backed down a minute to buy my item.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I missed one last hit for this one.
Honestly, you should have even got a full another set of tangos. Even though you have Dragon Blood, and even though you have what do you call it, a bottle, even then, look at the amount of damage you're still taking. You're gonna keep taking that much damage, and also try to always make sure. Let's have a look. I think I missed it. Yes, you did. Yeah, so it's good. I don't know if I need to tell you this, but just always try to get the Viper in the Breathe Fire because he's gonna do less damage to you.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be slightly harder for him to last it as well. Another thing you can do is against a Viper on most heroes. If your hero is capable of killing stacks, then just go and try to stack as often as you possibly can. With Breathe Fire and with your level 2 Dragon, you can 100% get stacks and do all of that shit, but it's slightly harder on DK because it is level 2 and it's 12 level level 2 ult. But you can kind of spam Breathe Fire. 11-second cooldown Breathe Fire. You can kind of spam Breathe Fire, and you with Stout Shield and your level 3 Dragon's Blood, you don't really take that much damage. So you can just farm these neutral camps. So right here, you threw that Dragon Blood. You threw that Breathe Fire. Okay, let's look at this. So you came up here, you could have just stood here, throw this Breathe Fire, and then just go over here. Once again, it's the same issue that you had last game, but you're not really thinking far ahead. You're not really thinking, okay, it's 4:46 now, or at that time it was 4:39. You could have been thinking, okay, it's about to be time to stack. I can go over here and I can stack this and I can come back without actually risking losing any of the last hits. Instead, you stick around. This is 20 seconds of inefficiency. The smallest inefficiency, but it means that you could have made 130-ish gold for yourself out of nowhere, right? That's like 3 last hits out of nowhere. You do that every single minute, that's almost 1,000 gold at 10 minutes. So these are the small inefficiencies, and thinking about what I should be doing in the future. Like right now, you should be thinking, okay, 520, the creep wave is here. If I push this creep wave out with my Dragon Blood, with my Breathe Fire, right, this entire creep wave is going to be under the tower. I can go and stack, take the rune, and come back, and I'll probably lose maximum 2 last hits. It's completely fine because you took the rune, you stacked a camp, which is almost 3 last hits, equal to 3 last hits, and you can come back and you'll have lost only 2 last hits. So it's completely fine. But instead, you're just sticking around you're just farming regularly. Then
Yeah,
another issue.
I think I have a bad notion of how much time it takes me to go places, because I mean the example just before, the one where it was I breathe fire only one creep, I really can't, I would say I wouldn't have think that I had time to go stack and come back and don't miss the wave.
Okay.
So I think
Uh,
I need to test, maybe like note how many seconds it takes to go from point A to point B, and have a better understanding of that.
if you go to my YouTube channel and go to the mid lane guide, in the text version, I've got all of these times written down. In fact, this is not, I did it myself as well, but there are a couple of other people online who've also done that. And actually, my one is not updated to this latest patch, where there's 2 runes now. So you can actually just do it yourself. In fact, it's better because it'll give you a better understanding. Do it without boots and do it with boots, and you'll notice there's like a 2.5 second, 3 second discrepancy, and depending on, of course, but I'm talking about going from here to stack and whatnot. But do it by yourself. Figure out what time it is. Put it on a piece of paper. Stick it next to your computer. Believe me, in like a week or two, you'll know by heart exactly how long it takes, and you'll be able to do it essentially. In fact, you can do it in game as well. You can do it in game. You can be like, okay, 38. I'm starting going towards stacking. How long is it going to take? Oh, okay, I'm here in time, plenty of time. So you don't necessarily have to go into practice game and do all these things, but it helps. So I'm happy about that. Go for it. Do it. Would have really liked you to have a TP by this point. The courier is coming to see if you bought TP.
I have a TP, but I haven't.
Oh shit! I didn't notice, man. Sorry. Yeah, that's fine then. Really slow game, to be honest. 1-1 at
Yeah,
8 minutes
7
in.
minutes. Yeah.
Once again, look at that. There's no wards around. There's no way for you to know where the ward is, where the rune is. Sorry. You're putting too much. What's the point of that stun? It's completely wasted mana. Wasted. It takes the same amount of mana to breathe fire as it does Dragon Tail. And what do you actually accomplish by this? You do almost no damage with this. You do 2 right clicks. 2 right clicks is half the damage you do with breathe fire. So why not just breathe fire?
Yeah, there it was like mana management
Yeah.
thing because I think I thought I had mana for 2 and I just wanted to hit him enough for him to live the lane a bit. But then I realized, damn, I don't have any mana for breathe fire, and that kind of fall apart.
So, like right now, what are you doing? This is all. These are
Yeah, I'm running around.
just wasting time. You need to. All right, this is your biggest issue. All right, and you need to sort. This is the second game. Is the same issue, and you need to sort this out immediately. You're constantly wasting time because you're not thinking about what you need to be doing in the future. At 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds into the future, you need to be thinking right now. What you should be thinking is, what do I want to be doing after I clear this creep wave? Nothing else. That's, well, not nothing else. Lots of other things, but that's the main thing you should. Ooh, look at that! Two exactly the same dragon. It's a bit too early. This.
Yeah, we stuck this down a bit.
Yeah, you should have just kept on running after him. Yeah, I think you could have killed him maybe. All right. Nice. Now you're getting all the last hits. Cool. Right. Always be hitting the tower when you're in dragon form. Just free damage.
Yeah, I could have stayed a bit there.
Yeah, you should have just stayed there, kept right clicking the tower. You have a lot of armor. Rune time is coming up, so you're gonna bottle up. You're gonna get the rune. You're gonna use the rune because you need mana, so you're gonna get free HP off that. Plus, you're gonna rotate down to the rune area, so it's gonna be just time that you're walking, and you've got 12 HP regions, so you're just gonna get full HP regardless, man. So definitely could have done like 400 or more damage to the tower. Well, I wouldn't say 400. I'll say 300-ish damage. This is I like this. You came here, you came for the rune, and then you go over here. You're taking these last hits. I like that. I like that a lot. I want you to see you. I want to see you TP to this lane. I wanted to see you. I want you to see
Bless
what's
you.
happening. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry. I want you to see what's happening and then decide whether you want to TP or not. And you did see, and you decided not to TP, and I'm completely happy with that. So yeah, that's fine. You come back to the
Yeah.
lane. Now what I want to see you do is push out this wave, pop Dragon Form, and take down this tower. Because nobody's in this lane. They just TP'd bot. And they're not going to come back to this lane because they just used up a lot of their resources, HP, mana, and whatnot, to do that engagement bot. So I want you to tread switch to end and take this tower. And you
I'm pretty
don't.
sure I don't stretch.
I don't have to. In your MMR bracket, you don't have to. Don't worry about that.
But yeah, I don't think I used my ult.
Yeah, you
for the
really should
tower.
have. Really should have.
I do it when I play Death Prophet because
Same situation here.
that seemed more obvious to me. But with Dragon, I never really thought about it.
See, you could have tanked that tower. Well, you kind of took this tower anyways. That's really good.
And I missed the last hit. Then.
It's fine. It's hard to get last hits on these. Right now, I hope you were thinking about something. Also, keep in mind there's a Drow Ranger. There's a Drow Ranger because Drow Ranger, you get more damage and range farm means you could have taken that tower much faster. Then you could have gone bot and could have stayed in Dragon Farm while you were in Dragon Farm. You could have gone bot and taken the bot tower as well. Could have told Drow and these guys, hey guys, let's go bot, let's push bot. I mean, that's a little bit advanced. I'm asking you to communicate, so I shouldn't be asking you to communicate. But point is that you should be looking towards going bot. See, they have a ward here. They see you. Or not. Right, you know Slardar is here. You have to be careful a little bit. Too early, dude. Too early.
Yeah, I think I had to stand, but I was mistaken.
Alright. Did not need to run. Yeah, don't need to run. That's good, that's good. Just hit the tower now. Don't go back, just hit the tower. Because I know this isn't live, but because
I was
the thing
looking
is
for the creep.
but you don't need to push the tower, push the lane, because you can just right click the tower. You don't take that much damage. You've still got a full bottle charge. You're just gonna regen up. You got level 4 dragon blood. You got 200 armor. So There's nothing to worry about. Absolutely nothing to worry about. Just right click the tower. Let the tower hit you. You can tank up the tower. It's completely fine. Allow your creeps to stay alive so that you can maybe push the next tower as well. You'll have double the creep rate. I feel like you really underestimating how much sustained DK has at this point in time.
Yeah, that's probably something again that I don't really think game to game. I just usually de-aggregator for me,
Mm,
except very late game, and I don't really think about what hero I'm
mm,
playing and what my
yeah.
armor
I
and
mean,
regen and all of that.
if the enemy team had a Magnus or Tide or something like that, or someone with a Blink Dagger, I would have said, yeah, don't let the tower hit you. But the thing is, like, they can't kill you. They can't jump on top of you. They can't surprise you in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, just go and right click the shit out of them. No point in TPing mid. You kind of wasted your time there. I know you wanted farm, and that's why you TP'd there, but you did not need to. You could have just gone top instead. Take a tower. Keep objective minded. This is again a small thing where you're focusing last hits over farm. Like, okay, fine, you go here, now you should go to the top tower instead of farming this, because all this is wasting time. This is you're allowing anti mage to to get ready to start farming at lightning speed. If you go up here, you take this tower, you take this tower, suddenly anti mage can't farm in this jungle. Suddenly anti mage can't get his items. Suddenly anti mage can't even complete his battle fury. What the hell is he gonna do? He's gonna wait for 6 minutes just to get passive gold to complete his battle fury, and hopefully you kill him if he comes out or whatever. So it's just need to be on a clock. Need to be on. Just imagine you've just taken 4 cups of coffee and you just need to do something. You just need to be active. That's how you should be playing this game. Yeah, don't take 4 cups of coffee in real
Uh,
life.
I'm
Oh,
not
you
really
can
a
kill
coffee
him.
guy.
You can kill him. Oh, kill him. Oh shit. Oh yes, got him. Good job, Lena. All right, completely happy with Maelstrom. I like to buy this item on him as well. These days, I'm sort of thinking, because of the way it's leveled up, Mask of Madness on DK. Ooh, lovely item.
Yeah, the thing is, I remember once I played Dragon Knight and I went for tanky and no way to farm, and I
Yeah,
felt really underwhelming.
yeah.
That's why now I always almost go for the Maelstrom.
Stun. Yeah, it's good. I love the fact. I love the fact that you actually. Okay, I think I think you could have killed them both, right? But I still love the fact that you actually went for Viper over this guy. But I think if you stun the Slardar and you kill the Slardar, Viper can't actually run away, because Viper was pretty much committed to right clicking you, and he was actually walking closer and closer to you. But still, more higher priority target was Viper, so you killed him. So that's good. All right, going for Armlet now. Um, in this particular game, I'm okay with you going Armlet after Maelstrom just because the game was going so well for you. But normally, you want to go for Armlet before Maelstrom.
Okay,
Armlet,
before Maelstrom.
I don't like Armlet.
Okay.
I really don't like Armlet. Just in your bracket, especially 3K bracket, Armlet, don't ever buy it on any hero. No, seriously,
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna do you more harm than good.
Well, I
If
just like it on Hero where I
if
have a
you
ton of
can't
regen.
if
But
you can't tread switch, you shouldn't
yeah,
be
yeah.
making Armlet, right?
And
So,
what would you have bought instead at this point?
a Blink Dagger or Shadow Blade, either Blink or Shadow, because all right. So the way itemization works is there are 5 fundamental um, sort of fundamentals of Dota. That is damage, durability, disable, mana, and mobility. Now, each hero has a combination of these, and you need to figure out what is my hero's purpose. In effect, which of these fundamentals do I need to build the most of?
Okay, sorry, could
And
you repeat them a second?
it's 3Ds, 2Ms. It's damage, durability, disable,
Okay,
mana, mobility.
okay.
Okay, so for example, on DK, DK's got okay damage. He's actually got decent damage, but especially in this particular game, you've got a Drow, you got lots of damage. You don't need to build anything for damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Durability wise, DK's got lots of armor. Now you need to figure out, does the enemy team have any magic damage? If they have no magic damage, you don't need to build any durability. But if they have a little bit of the magic damage, you can think about different things for mobility, for durability. Things like more HP, things like maybe just like a raindrop. Essentially, because the only real magic damage coming from this team is this Skyrat, I would have just put a raindrop here, and that's it. Your entire durability section covered, right? Um, Mobility. Sorry, what was the next one?
Durability, disable. Yeah.
Disability, disability, disable. Right, DK's got a disable. Don't need to make more disable. Mana, you got to also CM or DK is horrible with mana. That's also why you try to fix that with bottle. But because you have a CM as well, and if you went for a raindrop, your mana is completely sorted, dude. Um, Mobility, you have no mobility. You have absolutely no mobility, and your stun is range stun. It is a range stun, but it's got like limited range stun. It's not like where how to Earthshaker. It's not an Earthshaker stun where you don't need mobility. Um, so yeah, you 100% need mobility. On top of that, the enemy team has got a Viper who's going to slow you down constantly. They've got a Skyrath who's going to slow you down constantly. So you definitely need mobility, and that's pretty much every single game of DK. You need mobility as your first or second item. You can sort mobility out with either Force Staff, Blink Dagger, or a Shadow Blade. Now, Force Staff is a very specific one. You only want to get it when you're up against a Ricky or a Clockwork or similar heroes. Normally, the only consideration is Blink Dagger or Invis. Now, as far as Invis goes, Invis is something that you want to consider if the passive break passive. Sorry, the Silver Edge's break is useful, right? That's for me. That's the deciding factor. And in this game, there you are up against a Viper and you're up against an anti mage. I think a break would be pretty decent. So in this particular game, I would have gone for a Shadow Blade, even though there's a Slardar in the enemy team. That's completely fine because Slardar is a reactive hero. They still need a sentry to see you coming, unless obviously Slardar places it before you pop your invis. So
Yeah.
that's not really good. Essentially, even a blink and Shadow Blade isn't too bad either because Shadow Blade, the break from Silver Edge, Silver Edge itself gives you stats, gives you damage, gives you mobility, gives you a lot of things. So Blink plus Silver Edge wouldn't have been too bad in this game either, to be honest. You just pop your ult for this guy?
Yeah, I don't really know.
That's
I was just,
horrible, dude.
yeah,
It's a 4v1
there's a
situation.
guy gonna kill him. Yeah, looking at it, it's
I guess it's not too bad because you're actually right next to a tower, so it's fine. You're gonna take the tower, so. But right now, you're taking the tower. What you should be thinking, what you should do after the tower is go and because you've got your ult, is either TP top and harass this guy, TP mid, harass this guy, or just go to these ancients and farm these ancients. I'll probably go to the ancients. Let's see what you decide to do.
I think I find.
So see, these are slightly less value, but you've got the right idea. Yeah, I don't know why you didn't go for the ancients first though. And there you go. Now to go for the next ancients. If you no, you're not gonna make it. Should have just turned around right here. See, if you'd had a blink dagger, the Skarath was dead. Instead of 2,700 gold armlet, if you had a 2,200 gold blink, you could have killed this Skarath. Probably Lina wouldn't have died if you'd killed this Skarath. I mean, these are the small things. This is exactly how it works. Let's see. Yeah, Lina got slowed the hell out of and died. Yeah, Skyrath. You kill Skyrath, oh my god, now this happens to DK. I think it's time to end the replay now.
Naked DK.
Yeah, well, he's got some armor on at least. Alright, so I am happy to end this here. lots of things we talked about, lots of things to learn, lots of things to
Okay.
work on in the future. So